Hi guys, welcome back to your weekly hack. Today we are talking about how I can improve this year. James had an eye-opening lesson last week.
How good was it, by the way? Should we throw some highlights on screen now?
We'll get some highlights on screen, and James has been striking it well all week. Thank God I'm still alive.
Oh, look at that!
As a result of this, obviously using the Hackmotion to get into the right position, it's allowed him to be able to hit the shots that he wants, or he thought he could hit, which are straight shots. We are not getting the ones to the left anymore.
Can we just say how straight they've been as well? Because they've been like...
ridiculous. They've been on a string. So obviously we know in golf, not everybody's the same. So there's a lot of different swings out there. My swing is totally different to James's swing. Your swing might be totally different to your friends or your playing partners, depends how you want to call them. So we need to think about what you need to improve on. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to hit some shots and see if I can get a similar kind of outcome to James last week. Have I got something totally different? Have I got something very similar? Although our swings do look different. So again, we've got it all set up here for us to be able to do this. So let's hit a couple of shots. One big thing I'm working on this year, or I want to work on, is actually getting a little bit more distance, because I feel like I'm certainly losing distance as a rule. So I'm not quite getting it as far as I want. Again, when I've
caught up with you, haven't I?
James has caught up with me. When we go through, obviously, my data, I'm certainly not optimising the club head speed, and I also think there's a little bit more club head speed in there, because I certainly used to have some, but I was certainly a little bit thinner then, and a little bit younger. So, but we can get back there.
COVID's done us all, mate.
The dream's alive. Probably a few less tenants, as somebody commented on my video last week. Let's go once more. And that's a terrible strike. That's more me.
What club is that? Is that mine?
Not the club. I think that... Well, there you go. You can just see it.
Oh, that was awful.
I tried to miss it. But again, if we look at the numbers there, guys, obviously the numbers would say that I'm a little bit too flexed at impact. So again, if we talk about flexion, what I'm doing there is getting my wrist a little bit too bent. So obviously coming into there,
we can work on that address as well, can't we?
Yeah, so we can work that on address. So obviously coming into impact, I'm getting a little bit too much here. There we go, under the top. Getting a little bit too much here, whereas James was the opposite last week. He was returning probably more like this, so again, a little bit cooked there.
And amazing how this can help so many different golfers with different ailments in the game.
Yeah, exactly. And this is where, so obviously at address, I need to be thinking, right, have I got the grip correct to start with? So again, that's something that I can check. Again, it gets a little bit strong. And then from there, we're good at the top, but obviously into impact, I need to feel like I can probably let that club head release a little bit more. Let's see. There we go. In the range. What has that done?
I think you've just got the wrong club, essentially, but...
I do think I've got the wrong club.
Is it 8-iron, this?
This is an 8-iron. I mean, 175 with an 8-iron, maybe a little bit optimistic.
I'm going to help you out.
Oh, thank you very much.
153.
Oh, 153. We're caressing one in here. Feathering one in, one would say. So again, there nicely. And what we can do, obviously, with the Hackmotion is we can see if we've got a streak. Am I hitting it consistently? Because again, just to get consistent shots, we need to be hitting consistent positions, not just getting it one time and then not the next. Again, if you're an everyday golfer, you might have a round where you shoot 5 or 6 under your handicap. The next day you go out and you shoot 120. You're well over your handicap and you feel like you've done nothing different. And this is where consistency is key throughout the game. And something like this is obviously going to help us with that and give us a feel that is actually real.
It's one thing we've massively discussed so far on the weekly hack, isn't it? How you can make feel real. I've sold you down the river. You're going too far now.
But you can see there, that was right in the middle number, but see how straight that ball flight was. We can see on screen the numbers. I've got a streak going now. So feel and real can be different, but this is giving us, obviously, a real feel. We're making sure that I'm hitting those points. I'm making sure my wrists are working correct to be able to get the correct distance here. We might have finally found the elusive right distance for this 8-iron.
And interestingly, when we do delve into the app here on the Hackmotion, we'll look at a drill that might help Chris out to be a little bit more consistent as well, because you can see it's very much sugar or the alternative at the moment.
It certainly is. But we talk about dispersion, because dispersion for me is the biggest thing. A lot of people miss right to left, and that's where it costs you normally a lot of shots. If we're down the middle, if we're in the bunker or just short of the green, again, this is one of the hardest greens to hit in the world on the golf zone that they put on the practice range. But look at the consistency. I'm getting a streak together. Obviously, those are a lot straighter now than before. I was getting a little bit too much curvature on my shots. But let's talk about a drill there, obviously, to start to give me some kind of feel. It's a great thing to obviously get a feel. Obviously, it's on the wrist here. We can start to do a drill to get you in positions. And when you go to the driving range, if you haven't got one of these, then you can start to practice that. But if you're looking to get one of these for your practice, it is linked in that description below. So obviously, it's something that you can do in the house. You might annoy the missus.
I was doing it in the house. That's what. So he stuttered then. I've been doing this in the house, and Laura's come down and going, what on earth are you doing? And I'm like, oh! Just all the time.
Exactly that noise right there.
Yeah.
We'll replay that noise. So yes, we can do it in the house. Something that you can get on there. It's nice and easy. Obviously, it's going to be, if you're not wanting to get for lessons, if you don't have somebody in the area that you're wanting to have lessons with, this could be something that's perfect for the driving range for you to improve. But let's get to a drill. So we found the elusive noise that James did and was doing in his kitchen. And again, it's setting that wrist exactly where I want it, not only at impact, but if I now take my normal setup and I go to the top, this is the position that I want to feel. And for me, that really feels like this. In my head,
notice how when you do that, listen,
the noise goes. But that's really how it feels to me. Although I'm only there, it certainly feels I'm in that position. So it's the real feel, obviously, of getting there.
As well.
Ooh, beautiful. But again, I must be, or I am, because I know from the numbers, is I'm getting a little bit in that position. So my bad miss is to the right, and this is a wrist position, especially with the left hand, that starts to create that. We've opened that club face, and from there I've got to do a lot of recovering from this position to get it back into where I want it to be. And this is where, obviously, getting this position a few times will hopefully let me hit the green a few more times, but back down to impact. Again, that's the position.
That looks so good, by the way, yeah, visually.
And then from here, let's see if I can get that noise at the top. Right, just stopped at the top there, so I did hear that, and that's a good thing. I still committed to the shot. Obviously, we're still not finding the green.
Bang on line, though.
But straight. Again, I'm feeling there that at the top, I just lost that a little bit. So then from on the way down, it's trying to get that timing perfect. And obviously, I'm not getting that timing perfect, but that's why I'm very similar to yourselves if you're an everyday golfer. I don't shoot the same scores every time. One day could be level par, the next day could be 75, 76, but that's just because that timing goes. But I come back in, it's more about the repetitions here. That's good. And again. And then let's try and do that over the shot. Again, a little bit better there. Turned it over, but better distance. And the streak is going now. So we've got a little bit of a streak, guys. I'm going to work on this. For me, it's going to take a little bit more work than James. James was quicker to adjust than myself.
Oh, look at that! Go on!
I've certainly got a
Move your wrist.
I've certainly got a lot of work on, but yes, I need to work on this. I'm going to be in here with my Hackmotion, trying to improve that, trying to get better at the top. James is loving it behind the camera because all I can hear is that noise.
But now I'm loving it because I feel like it's been such a game changer for me, and I know it can be for him. He's just lazy. And guys, if you do invest in Hackmotion, please promise me it might be the push that you need to go to the driving range, to go and practice yourself. Say if you go and see a personal trainer, you don't want to let them down. Well, don't let Hackmotion down, and try and become a better golfer and get good
at golf. And I hit it that time. I got it at the top. Have I reached the elusive green?
Oh, there we go.
Just for the ending. Guys, we'll see you next week.